Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share with a friend. Everything that I use in this video will be listed down below. Please don't forget to follow me as well on Instagram as well as TikTok. I do live makeup videos on TikTok. This just happened to be one of them, so you don't want to miss out on that. But let's get straight into it. I'm starting off by carving out the bottom portion of my brows and then filling it in a little bit and then carving out the top portion. I don't know what that heart thing was, but you're going to see that quite a bit throughout the video. And then I figured out how to get it off the screen. And I'm repeating the same step on the other side of my eyebrows. I just outlined the bottom portion. I'm basically following the natural guide of my brows, except for at the top, I'm not going as deep as my arch could go. I'm kind of rounding it off, and then I will go in with concealer in a second to clean it up. And for this step, I like to take two concealers to carve out my brows. You can use one if you like, but I like to go in with a concealer that's closest to my skin tone, but a little bit lighter. And I like to go directly under my brow bone and just blend that outward before going in with another shade. And again, I like to use two different ones because I like the look that it gives. It doesn't give me that halo look. It gives more of a natural look. And before I go in with the second shade for the concealer, I like to blend that out to make sure that everything is nice and even. You also can add on a little more and bring it all the way down to the lid. I just choose not to do that anymore. Now I'm just going in with the other shade, which is a shade that's also closest to my skin tone. I feel like this one is very close. And I just add that to the front part of my brow and then blend downward. And I don't go directly under my brow. I go down just a little bit and blend that upward because I don't want too much product caked right up under my brow. And I'm also going to use that same concealer to carve out the top portion. And I'm just blending those two together so that they can be nice and even before I go in with my eyeshadow base. When carving out the top portion of my brows, you can use foundation if you like. I just go in with concealer, especially one that matches my skin tone because it's easier for me to work with. And I don't go directly in the front of my brows because I like the way that it look when I start a little ways back and then blend everything forward. When it comes to my arch, I like to round my arch off instead of it being so harsh. And then just continue blending that out and then go in with your brush and blend it even further. That way when you go to add on your foundation, you don't have any harsh lines. Now you can use the same concealers to add to the rest of your lid. I like to just go in with the eyeshadow base because I want something a little lighter, so that when I go to add on my eyeshadows, they really show more pigmented. It's optional. You don't have to do it this way. You can use one concealer for the whole entire thing and still achieve the same look if that's what you want to do. And I'm just adding some translucent powder, so as I'm working on one eye, I don't get any creasing. And I'm just taking a clean eyeshadow brush and just dusting away the excess powder. I'm going in with an orange shade for my transition color, and I'm just going to blend that out completely. And you want to make sure that you constantly blending before going in with another shade because you want everything to flow nicely. You don't want it to look like you just slapped some eyeshadow on your lid and didn't completely blend. Now I'm just going in with this brown shade, and exactly where I'm placing it, that's where I want it to go. I don't want it to be as far over as I did with the transition color. I just want it to stay in the outer corner. So you just want to tap the color there and then blend out the edges. And I'm just switching back and forth between those two shades to make sure that they blend together. And I like to use that same concealer that I use under my brow bone to cut my crease. And you can use one that's even lighter if you want, but I just like to use the same one. And I started off in the middle because I didn't want this cut crease to be 100% perfect, but still perfect enough so that everything flows together. And I like to just add the product, carve it out, and then kind of like swipe the product down and tap it into place. Tapping into place helps the product dry down a little bit. Then you can go in and add some translucent powder on or your eyeshadow so that you don't get any creasing. But when adding eyeshadow directly on top, you have to make sure that you really pack in that eyeshadow on so that you don't receive any creasing. Now I'm just taking that brown shade and making it a little more darker, as well as cleaning up a little bit of that cut crease and fading that shadow out. And I decided to add a little bit of orange right there as well. And I was thinking about adding some glitter, but I decided to go in and add a yellow instead, and it gives off a sunset type of look. And now I'm just adding on some primer, and I like to use this primer, mainly focus it in my T-zone. This primer has been helping my nose not be so oily, so I love to use it. And again, everything that I use will be listed down below. And now I'm just adding on my foundation, and this foundation is medium to full coverage, but a little go a long way, and it's buildable, so if you need to add more, you can add more. And as you can see, this foundation matches my skin tone perfect, so I just blending that out. My brush is a little bit damped, and I'm just blending that product into my face before going on to the other side. I like to make sure everything is nicely blended and that I have the coverage that I want. And make sure that you're blending your foundation down to your neck, because you don't want it to look like you have on a mask. You don't have to put as much as me, but since I have PCOS, I have to go in with a little more for the coverage. And as you can see, I didn't have to put anything on my forehead, but I go in with the smallest amount for my forehead because a little goes a long way. And plus the foundation already matches my skin perfect. I'm taking that same concealer and I'm going to highlight just a little bit under my eyes, down the center of my nose, my forehead, the top of my lip, as well as my chin. And I'm going to blend out my chin, the top of my lip, and my forehead. And I'm going to then go in and blend out the concealer on my nose. And I'm going to let under my eyes sit. If you let concealer sit, not for too long, but like a minute, minute and a half, it will give you more coverage, especially if it's not a medium to full coverage concealer. You can blend out your concealer under your eyes with a beauty blender or a brush. It is 100% up to you. For today, I decided to use a damped beauty blender, and as you can see, it still gives me that highlighted look, but not too light. And that's the coverage I'm going for. I don't want it to be super bright under my eyes. And I'm just going in with some translucent powder right away and setting that into place. And as you can see, I'm using my brush instead of my beauty blender. You can use either or, it's 100% up to you. And then I'm going to go in with my triangle puff. There's nothing on there. And I'm going to blend that powder out even further before going in with my pressed powder. Also, everywhere that you added concealer, you need to add some type of powder so that you can set that area. I did not set above my brows because once I go in with the foundation, and then I will set everything towards the end with setting spray. And to add some color back into my face, I'm going in with my bronzer. You can do the same thing with a contour palette. I just find it easier for me to use a bronzer, and I love the way that it makes everything look. And I'm just adding this to my cheekbone area, as well as the top of my forehead, as well as my jawline. And then I'm just using that foundation brush to blend it out, and that already makes a huge difference by itself. And a little go a long way with this product. This product is very pigmented, so you want to use a very light hand. I'm also going to use that same bronzer to contour my nose a little bit, and I'm just adding that with a eyeshadow brush. And if you don't have a bronzer or a contour palette, if you have a eyeshadow palette with a dark brown in there, you can do the same with that. And to set under my eyes even further, I'm going in and just adding a little more powder. I'm not going to let this sit for too long because I don't like to bake, considering I do have dry skin. And pretty much, again, everywhere that I added concealer, except for this part, I'm just adding it here to really carve out the sides of my face and to clean up that line from that bronzer. And again, I don't want that to sit too long, and I'm just using that same foundation brush, patting it in as well as dusting it away. And then I'm gonna go in with my triangle puff to really make sure that that powder is pressed into my skin. And I'm just adding some pressed powder that's similar to my skin tone and adding that to all the areas that I just added that powder. Really making sure that I press that in and make sure that I get everything nice and smooth. You want to set everything into place. Make sure that nothing moves, and you can use a fan to dry, a piece of paper, or just use your hands to let everything dry down. I went in with two different sprays because one is more of a fixing spray and the other one is a finishing spray. And I'm just going in with eyeliner, and I'm just making my wing first, and I'm stamping as close as I possibly can to my lash line and making it thin as I possibly can before filling everything in. You can make your eyeliner as bold as you want it. I didn't want mine to be that bold considering I am going for like a sunset look. You also can go in with a brown eyeliner, but I didn't think to use that until just now. And since I wasn't going to put on any false lashes, I decided to just go in with some mascara. And this particular mascara does not really add any length to your lashes. It just coats the lashes pretty much. And for my lips, I decided to go in with a brown lip liner and just apply it the same way that I apply my lip liner all the time. Like I state in pretty much all of my videos, I like to do an ombre lip. So I just apply a thicker line for the lip liner and then add whatever color I'm going to add in the center, and then that's it. And now I'm just going to fix my hair a little bit. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share with a friend. And also everything, again, will be listed down below that I use, as well as all of my social media. So go ahead and follow me. I follow back. And at this point, I realized I wanted some highlight. So I ended up going in with some gold glitter that's the same colors that's in this eyeshadow palette. And I just decided to add that to the inner parts of my eyes, as well as right under my brow bone and down the center of my nose. You also can add it on your Cupid's bow if you want to. I recommend adding that on before going in with your lip liner, but it's 100% up to you how you want to do it. And also, this video was recorded live on TikTok. I did a live demonstration. I also will be doing live demonstrations on my Instagram as well. So, and on YouTube. So don't forget to subscribe so you'll be able to be notified when I go live. Hope y'all like this video as much as I did making it, and I will see you in the next one.